Al-Mazrui also points out, before European colonization, there were indigenous African justice systems in which the protection of the innocent was the main focus rather than the punishment of the guilty. Victim focus rather than violent focus. There was a decisive shift from focus on the victim of a crime to focus on the suspect or culprit. Africa's indigenous justice systems also shifted from emphasis on shame to emphasis on guilt.
Edward Singate, on behalf of the graduates, said days are gone when the legal profession is restricted to the lucky few who can afford to travel and pay tuitions and accommodations abroad. He thanked President Jammeh for all the support rendered to them.
In fact, not only Gambians are making use of the Gambia Law School. Being called with us today is a Cameroonian national who has obtained an outstanding pass in the bar final examinations. And in the current batch, there are a number of foreign students who are following his footsteps. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it takes a visionary leader to build a nation, and we thank God for blessing our nation with a leader with not only the vision and foresight, but also the will and determination to go along with it.
Deputizing the President of the Republic and Chancellor of the University of the Gambia, the Vice President and Minister of Women's Affairs, Dr. Aja Aissatou Njie Seydi, told the graduating class to serve as a role model to the future and aspiring lawyers.
To earn the respect of others, you must first respect yourselves. You must therefore ensure that in your dealings with your clients, whether the state or individuals, you are honest, diligent, and the bane of the legal profession is a dishonest lawyer, or a lawyer who falls foul of the very law he or she is expected to uphold. The legal profession is too important an entity in society to be allowed to fall victim to greed and parochial interests. It is your duty, therefore, to uphold and defend the dignity of your profession in spite of all the pitfalls you may encounter in your practice. Remember that justice must not only be done, but must manifestly be seen to be done.
The first call to the bar ceremony of these locally trained lawyers is the celebration of the appreciation of knowledge and the attainment of academic goals, and above all, the creation of a legal profession. According to officials, most of these graduates were sponsored by President Jammeh, and it is now their turn to give back to the country and the Gambian people, for as the saying goes, to whom much is given, much is expected. Mama J, Grts.
The Gambia Super Islamic Council, acting as the sole representative of more than 95% of Muslims in the Gambia and as the sole advisor of the government in matters of Islam, as well as the umbrella institute of all Islamic activities, would like to show their solidarity in the name of all Muslims in the country with the government of the Gambia in the case with the European Union, especially matters concerning the religion in this country. Since the inception of the council, we did not register any defiance from this government, rather, towards religious freedom and any denomination and the council. Based on their mandate, will put hands together with this government in safeguarding the sovereignty of this nation and combating extremism, religious intolerance and violence. The Council's firm stance against extremism is evident through the summons, meetings and press releases often released from the office. The Council would want to reaffirm their commitment to the sovereignty of this country as an independent state, and that the Gambia shall be consulted in matters of mutual interest, but not to be subjected to instructions to any being of Allah's creations. The Council is pleased in the way that this government is handling matters of religious concerns and would like to urge anybody, be it organizations, local and regional and international, to respect this in the name of continuous peace, religious tolerance and mutual respect. Finally, the Council would like to urge all Muslims to exercise tolerance and understanding towards issues and let them understand that the atmosphere under this republic is favorable for better religious understanding and progress. May Allah guide us all to the right path. Gamcel Company Limited Thursday opened a new cell site at Jalokoto in Foni. The new site, according to Gamcell officials, is expected to provide Jalokoto and its satellite villages improved network services from the national GSM operator. Mohamed Njai reports.
In its effort to ensure nationwide and reliable network service to its esteemed customers, the national GSM company Gamcell opened a state-of-the-art cell site located in Jalokoto, Fonye.
This is a sign and a signal to the Gambian population that we are coming. 2013 is Gamcell year. What we're looking for is countrywide coverage. Countrywide coverage starts somewhere, and Jalokoto is the foundation. We're starting here, we're moving upward. All the provincial areas that have pockets or gaps are going to be filled. We've got the support from Gamcell management, the managing director, Babuka Sanya. We've got the support from the general manager, Gamcell, Almame Gassama, and we are pushing ahead. We're not going to relent until each and every Gambian, anybody who lives in the Gambia, can have access to mobile, Gamcell for that matter, in your bedroom. That's the target, and we have to achieve that target in 2013. 2013 nationwide coverage for Gamcell. That's the agenda.
The cell site, among the many planned to be opened by the GSM giant Gamcell, shall avail subscribers and would-be subscribers the opportunity to get excellent network service from the Gambia's very own GSM company.
It is also important for Gamcell to make the communication accessible to every single Gambian and to make it affordable too, so that they can afford to buy scratch cards. Jalokoto has been without significant network from Gamcell, and 2013, one of our main goals is to make, a place like Jalokoto and other places like Sutukunding and, other places to have the Gamcell network so that they can use the Gamcell network.
The ceremony, witnessed by Gamcell senior management team, saw entertainment and delight in the hearts of the residents of Jalokoto and the surrounding villages who turned up to show support for what they termed as their very own. Mohamed Njai, Grts.
The Manding Mori Foundation for Performing Arts has opened a music academy at the ceremony held in Kanifing. The unveiling of the new facility comes at a time when players in the country's entertainment industry are intensifying efforts to take the sector to another level. Ndaikumba Demba reports.
Established in 2011, the Manding Mori Foundation for Performing Arts is a non-profit organization aimed at building capacity, enhancing professionalism, and creating opportunities for livelihoods in the performing arts, especially for young talents. In its endeavor to further strengthen the organization goals, Manfopa officials opens the Manding Mori Academy of Music. Beginning with a first batch of 20 participants, this music academy, the first of its kind in the Gambia, as Ibrahim Sise explains, is one-year pilot project with over $1 million.
The Gambia creates economic benefits of more than $12 million for foreign musicians contracted for performance between 2011 and 2012. This is our aim that in 2 years' time, the Music Academy will produce musicians and talents that will be able to compete internationally and produce quality music for public consumption that will reduce influx of foreign artists, even though music has no boundaries.
The chairperson of the board of Manfopa, who also doubles as the chairperson of the National Center for Arts and Culture, Tijan Kamara spoke at the issues hindering the progress of homegrown music.
To me, these are young people who have revolutionized the music landscape in this country with their raw talents. Definitely, I have lived in this world for quite some time now. I have witnessed different generations. When I was a small boy, seeing the likes of the Super Eagles, Ifam Bondi, knowing what music was then and what Gambian music was like, locally and internationally.
The director of the National Center for Arts and Culture urged stakeholders to come on board and render the needed support required by the country's music industry.
It is no secret that this government, through the NCAC, have acknowledged and endorsed the establishment of such ventures. especially capacity building in the